smoky here. Hey planarets, can you see me? Let me get rid of some of these smoke. Ah, there you are. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. Look, I thought, everyone else is doing their trick or treat out there. It's actually started to rain, so my oldest son, he's out there somewhere at a park with his mates, just celebrating Halloween. Zach just did the door-to-door knocking on apartment blocks. Let me hang on a tick. Let me get rid of all this smoke. Ah, that's better. How are you? Let's just put the creepy music a little bit low. I hope you are well. Thank you so much for joining me. Yeah, it's been a weird, well, not weird, a very, I don't even know what the word is, kind of day. To start off with, happy Halloween if you celebrate it. I know there's Day of the Dead and different cultures celebrate different ways in remembering those who have gone beyond onto the other side, if you believe in the other side. I was supposed to have jury duty today, but last night got the notification that it's been cancelled, and so yeah, so I thought, okay, we'll see how the day goes. And fortunately, we did get some sad news today. One of my brother-in-law has passed away, so very sad indeed. It was sort of, he had been ill for a number of years, and yeah, we're just taking it easy and trying to keep my mind occupied, but bits, moments throughout the day, I would remember him and all the lovely memories I had of him and him with my family. So keeping him and his family in our thoughts. But I thought, since today is the last day of November, I haven't set up my October monthly cover page. So here we are. The young one has allowed me to use his treats as my little prop for the trick-or-treating here. So pretty much, I don't know what I've planned something. So if you will allow me, just keep me company. If you are here in the chat, of course, make sure you to say hello. And of course, if you are watching on replay, make sure you type in as well a little hello and let me know where you are tuning in from. I am here in Sydney, Australia. It's Friday the 31st of October and 7:03 p.m. For those of you who may not know, I am Mariane, and here on my channel, through my own planning, habit tracking, and self-care and well-being, I hope you can get inspiration and ideas to move yourself from overwhelmed, stuck, anxious thoughts, overwhelmed and burnt out, into a little bit more calmer, clearer, and creatively inspired through paper planning, habit tracking, and joyful self-care. So today I am going to embellish my November cover page. So here was October. I drew some pumpkins and gourds and colored it with brush markers, and then used this lovely, I think it's BlackBerry Blueberry font from creativemarket.com. So I just had a look at what October looked like in each letter, and then I just hand drew that. So we are saying goodbye to October. Well, still a few more hours to go, but what I'm going to do is I am going to embellish my November cover page. So here we are. So I had already actually hand drawn the, let me just remove everything if I can. Let me see. Let me just remove the web. Okay. There we go. So I have already hand drawn focus there. I did mention this on the November planner flip through that I had, that I might go and do an envelope bouquet. So I have in the description below the Pinterest link that I got the ideas from. So just looked at some of the hand drawing, and then also drew my own, and then just made some different flowers coming out of the envelope. Again, this is the BlackBerry BlueBerry font from creativemarket.com. So what I did, you can actually type in, there's a little space there, you can type in your word to see a preview of what it would look like. And so I just put in November, and then pretty much by eye had a look at it. So that's what I have there. So I am going to be using felt tip markers. So this is bringing me back to my bullet journal or Bujo days, where I use felt tip markers in my A5 Luxstone 1917 dotted planner, A5 planner, and where you pretty much you know, hand draw all the different boxes and headings and everything else and embellish it that way. This was gifted to me by one of my plannerettes, Steph, so she kindly sent this to me along with some other care package, many more stamps and stickers and cute pens. So I'm going to be using that. Now, I couldn't find this exact one on Amazon US storefront. So if you can just find yourself some felt tip pens, maybe try and get ones that's waterproof, so that if you are going to color you know, over it, then it won't smudge. And so that's what I'm going to be using, and I'll most likely use the one. I don't think this is the tip size. I think this is more just their size grading. So I'm going to use the one. And like I said, I have already traced the, let me just, so then this is not distracting. Let me put that there. So I've already traced the envelope as well as the different floral. So let's bring in a little bit closer. So yeah, if you can, you know, I have had no real plan of what sort of other things to talk about. So then, you know, let me just maybe put some music in the background. And if you are watching this on replay, just, yeah, have a nice little, you know, plan along with me, or hopefully you can get some ideas and inspiration. So I'll put in some music in the background as well. Put some there. But yeah, so if you are here in the live chat, say hello. Don't be shy. Keep me company. I know for a lot of who do watch me, it is it'll be already your nighttime, or you maybe just waking up. And so the planner page I'm using, this is a dotted page. So you can see there's little dots on it. So this is the cover page of my Ultimate Planner Bundle printable. So I made it sure there was dots on it. So then that way, if you are going to do any hand lettering or hand drawing, whoop, there's a little bit of sort of like a break in the felt. Can you see how that little tiny little bit there? So that's what's created that double line, but that's okay. We're gonna keep going. I'll try and see if I can make sure that it's, and then so yeah, so just really there's no perfection needed, whatever, because it is hand drawn style, so we want to make sure that it is let me just quickly have a look. So you can see my little fox ears. So my fox ears, I think I made this for Josh, my oldest son, for, I think he was dressing up as Mr. the Fantastic Fox. I can't remember the name of the animated movie. So he said, "Mum, can you make me a, you know, a nice little ears?" Oh, sorry, I just bumped my stand. And so, but yeah, so my little fox ears, might as well thought, you know, I'd dress up as well. So let's have a look. Let's go, and I think that's there. So yeah, I remember doing an envelope bouquet like this in one of my bullet journal back in the day. And I thought, you know what? I haven't done this cover page in a while. So yeah, so there's that one. So it's just a plain envelope, and then the magic comes in with all the different flowers and different leaves. So you can just go and create whatever floral drawings you want. It doesn't have to be botanically correct. You can just add flowers, add little what you call it, leaves. So again, you know, just make it, just draw away. So yeah, I was supposed to have jury duty today, and it would have been a 10-week case. Well, originally, because it's been raining for a bit here, originally the courthouse was flooded. So they said, you know, keep an eye on the website to find out, you know, what's happening, whether it was going to get moved somewhere else. So kept an eye, and then I got a notification probably about 6 o'clock last night saying my presence is no longer needed. I don't know if the case has been postponed or cancelled. Hello Diana, nice to see you in Gulf Breeze, Florida. It is 3:10 a.m. October 31st. Muhahaha. Happy Halloween to you. Diana, is it right that it is this flooding in Florida? I thought I saw something on the news, unless of course, you know how sometimes YouTube will show news from 3 years ago. But let me know, is the weather okay where you are? I know one of my plannerettes a few weeks back had said that there was it was quite, the weather wasn't as you know, wasn't good at all. So let me know, what's the weather like where you are? It just started raining probably a few minutes before I got on the stream. I'm gonna just, this one in the inspiration photo, these leaves were colored in black. So I will most likely add color to it. But for the moment, let's just go and draw all of our flora and fauna, and then we can go and decide if we want to color it in. But yeah, just check out the Pinterest link I have. So that's where I got the inspiration from the different designs of flowers. And so yeah, this is a nice little touch. So if you're watching on replay as well, let me know, do you do an embellishment for the cover page for the new month? And then here we're just going to make whatever plant or flower we would like. So this one, let's just add bigger leaves. I'll show you as well how I embellished the Wellbeing Planner page and weekly spread for this week. So that's why I thought I'd continue on the flower theme. And let's put some leaves here and some leaves here. And I like the little cluster of just circles. Again, whatever flower, if you know your flowers, then of course draw them a little bit more botanically correct than I have. That's looking fine. I like that. Okay, so I'm gonna let that dry before I erase the pencil marking. And then for November, again, this font style from the creativemarket.com. So there's some really great you know, hand lettering style font there. So you know, of course, if you are going to use the font on your own you know, whatever graphics you want to use, you can buy it for different licenses. You can buy for only personal use, so you know, it's only for your personal whatever you're making, or you can buy also for commercial use if you are going to create planner pages and use that. I think I'm going to leave it like that. Originally I thought I might thicken like the one side, but I'm going to leave it as is. Now I can't find my eraser, so I'll just have to use the eraser from this. I think this is the Tombow Mono Mechanical Pencil, and so the eraser, you can you know, make it go back in and then twist it and then it goes back out. So I'm going to just erase the pencil markings, and then I think I will color it in, and I'm going to get inspiration from the colors of the flowers that I drew for the new week. So yeah, so you can just go and if you did bullet journaling at all, that's where, you know, you can get creatively inspired. Of course, you can draw themes. So for those of you who are in the US and it is your fall season, here in Australia in September, spring season starts. So there we go. And whoop. All right, let's get rid of that. And I think, oh, of course, the pencil marking here. That's quite nice. I mean, I could leave it like that, leave it as black and white, or just black outline, but I do want a pop of color because it is spring and I want it to pop against the pink lining of the, so I'm using the A5 Filofax garden organizer in the dusk print. So this was gifted to me by Filofax, and then they have also given me an affiliate code that you can use. So if you use Mariane 20, so Mariane, and you can get 20% off the non-leather items. Yeah, so you can leave it as that, but I'm going to go, oh, I think, sorry, I have my stand, I think I moved it earlier. I don't know what I was doing earlier. I think I was doing an unboxing and I moved it a bit closer to my elbow, and now every time I reach for my pens and markers, which is to my right, I'm knocking it. And of course it's shaking the stand, and it's probably making you all feel a little bit dizzy. So Diana says from Gulf Breeze, Florida, it's been windy and overcasted, starting to attempt to cool off. It's 48 degrees Fahrenheit, I'm assuming right now, with the high of 59 for today. Yes, I thought that was right, that yeah, when it was really quite windy. So hopefully everybody's keeping safe where you are, Diana, and thank you so much. I appreciate you keeping me company. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see. I'm using King Art. So of course, you know, there's many brush markers that a lot of planners use. It's like the, I think the Tombow jewel tip brush markers are one of the you know, known ones, but you can also, there's a lot of you know, comparable brush tip markers out there. So it's because sometimes it can get a little bit pricey when you start to add up all the different colors that you want. So first of all, now I do, speaking of Tombow, I do have the N95. I like using the N95 to create a shadow. So I'm going to just do a shadow on that side of the envelope. It just sort of gives that little bit, like if your drawing is not flat on the page, that it's been lifted up. Now let me show you the different flowers that I created for the Wellbeing Planner spread. So here I drew a little 3 plants in a mason jar, but for my weekly spread I drew these cute little different size mason jars with different flowers in each, and then framed it like that. So for my cover page I just used an envelope to sort of like frame, or like a bouquet of flowers. So what I might do, just like I did here, those beautiful pops of color, I'm going to do that for, whoop, what was that I dropped? I dropped the black colored one. I'm going to do that. So first of all, I'm going to get all the greens, get my greens, and then color the different greens. So then there's again, and I like that, don't color inside the line, make it a little bit misaligned. So I think someone had said in one of my when I did this for the weekly spread, it's like as if, you know, it's like watercolor, where it sort of seeps outside of your lined lining drawing. So let's see, let's do this one. And then, so see how I'm going just outside the line, and because the felt tip marker is waterproof, then the ink doesn't smudge. Okay, and there's another one there, and maybe this one here. So yeah, don't make it perfect, don't worry, because sometimes making it misaligned like this, if and when you do make any mistake, it just blends in beautifully. I think I'm going to use this one here. And then if you wanted just to add a little bit of depth, you can go and layer maybe just on one side of, you know, the leaf. So then it's not just one flat color. So see how we're adding a little bit of dimension to the leaves. Just, yeah, layer on. Now, of course, it will depend on the thickness of the paper that you use. So I think this one is 120 GSM. So it's a little bit thinner. So I wouldn't want to go and layer on too much, or else the ink might, you know, bleed through to the other side. So just be mindful if you are using thinner paper. By layering your colors on, it may get seeped through. All right, so now let's look at the flowers. I think I want this one to be yellow. Again, go outside the line, and then you can even create, you know, in between, so it looks like it's the petals on the back end. And then it makes it a little bit like brighter. And then let's have a look. I think I want this flower to be pink because it's a big feature. So make that pink. Again, outside the line, it's okay. And just go beyond. And then if you wanted, make the inside maybe some little line in the middle, just like that. See, suddenly, actually I might zoom in a little bit so you can really see the details. All right, so layering on the leaves, layering things on. Oh, I forgot that one there. What color was that? Was it this color? Yes, I think that was that color. And let's just make that green there. And then this one here, I did like one of the colors that I used. Which one do I want? That color looks pretty. Now, which one was that one? I think it was this one. Or was it this one? We can mix and match. If you're not sure, we can mix and match. So we'll just color in first the circles we drew, and then in between, oh geez, my son scared me. Hang on a second. He just walked in front of the camera and I didn't see him, and I was just like, hey, great scaring mum on Halloween. And because the light in the room is all turned off, so then that way it's only my softbox light. It's his figure just walking across my in front of the camera just scared me. And then if you wanted, you can make some of them, you know, fall off. Look at that, okay? And then maybe some of this green, maybe some of the leaves have, you know, fallen off the side, okay? And maybe some here, some flecks, just so then you can just, you know, fill up the space. But don't go too overboard, because if you're like me, sometimes I can get away and keep going and going, and then, you know, I wonder if I do just the edges. Hello there, Tanya. Nice to see you. Hello from Sacramento, California. I appreciate you being here, the real Tanya. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. So, never eat. So, California is on the west side, yes, of the country. So, never eat. So, would that be Pacific time? Yeah, I'm slowly starting to learn all my geography. So I don't want to color in the whole thing, but I might just color the edges. So then it just adds that pop of color, and then that the envelope isn't, you know, just a plain blank. And so maybe just the edges like that, and maybe just break it up like that. So then see how it's just, you know, it's so it's just broken up a bit. Let's just thicken that one behind there. And so that provides a nice little bit of color. Maybe, boop. Okay. That is my November monthly cover page. Now, do I want that to outline? Good morning. I'm so glad I found your page, and I'm so glad you're here as well. The more of us, the merrier. And, you know, hopefully, you know, even if you can just have one takeaway from any of my live stream or videos. Yes, we are on the West Coast. So I'm thinking, never eat soggy. We call it Wheat Bix, you know, one of the cereal here. So that's the compass points. Never eat soggy Wheat Bix. So I know California's on the west side, but yeah, so now let's see. I want to actually, where's the pink? Maybe some of this up here, just flecks, different size flecks of color. That looks lovely. Do I want to color November? See, this is the only thing. By coloring it, will I wreck it? No, you can never wreck it. So let's do it. So I'm going to go, yes, I think I will. Yeah, I think so. I think because here in Sydney, Australia, like I said, our spring starts in September. So it is still spring season, and actually, you know, raining today. So yeah, I think that's nice. And then the 2025, I'll color it a different color because we didn't see any blue. So let's go balance it up a little bit with some blue. Now that is lovely, isn't it? Yes, yes, outline. Let's do it. I think so too. I think we made a good decision, Tonya. Yeah, let's outline it. So then you can color it in whatever you like. I'm quite happy with that. I will leave it. Like I was thinking, oh, should I do something here? No, just leave it. You know what's the difference between good art and bad art is you know exactly when to leave it. Don't touch it anymore. Okay, so that is my November monthly cover page. So let me just put that back. So there was October. Bye-bye, October. Bye-bye. See you next time. See you next year. And so that goes right there. So when you create your own monthly cover page and drawing, and if you go, look, I'm not a good, you know, drawer, or I'm not a good artist at all, Pinterest is your friend, because a lot of things, if you just put in search how to draw, and there's so many wonderful artists and creatives who share their step-by-step. And then this one was originally by Andrea Nelson Art, who got inspired by Brand Camp on Instagram. So see, artists inspire each other, and then hopefully us newbies who are new to art are also going to get inspired. So that was what I did, was the pumpkins and the gourds using brush tip markers. I think these ones were the Tombow Gel brush pens. And then of course for November, I'm really, imagine that if you open your planner and that greets you in the morning, that will make you happy, a little bit happier than if it was just blank. Now, of course, if you're still not too sure whether you can draw it, I do have a, where did I put it? I did make a free monthly cover page, so I have the link in the description. So this one, you can just print it as is, you can color it in. Let me see how, what did I do for October? Let me see, I'm trying to balance everything. So for my October monthly cover page, let me see, what did I do with mine? Where are you, October? There. See, I also continued the gourd and pumpkins drawings, and then I outlined the what is the, I'm trying to say, the capital letters, the uppercase, right? The uppercase letters, and then just outline the my brain is leaving me behind here, the cursive writing. Okay, so then you can leave it as is, or you can draw flowers, you can draw anything, or you can have, if you've got lots of your sticker pad, that maybe you have those bits and pieces of stickers that's not enough to carry a theme for a weekly spread or a daily spread, just pop them all randomly, and then that will also make a great cover page. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you for the love. Yes, it was very cute. I'm very happy with that one, because what brand of markers are you using? This is King Art. I have the link here. So if you're actually in the description, I have my Amazon storefront. I may also have it, the fave pens, markers and highlighters, so it's in there. So it is only one-sided, and so I think for a pack of, how many is this, 2 4 6 8 10 12 14 16 18 20, I think it's 24. Pack of 24 is only, in here in Australia, about $10 or $12. So you can find, if you have your local stationery store, you can find some really good comparable brush tip markers. And so they're really good because then they're nicely pigmented, they've got a nice big brush tip, so you can cover quite a bit of space. So yeah, that looks really good. I'm really happy with that. So now let us go to the monthly calendar. So again, I'm going to continue. This is the BlackBerry Blueberry font from creativemarket.com. Now, do I want the color to be different? Yes, I think I do. What color do I want? I like that blue. I'm going to pick that blue. Oh, first, let's do the marking. Now I've lost my, where is it? There is it, here. Okay, so again, there's the felt tip marker. I couldn't find this exact one in the Amazon storefront because this was gifted to me by one of the plannerettes, and but yeah, it's waterproof, so then that way if you are going to color over it like we just did, it's not going to smudge. Okay, November. And so what I did with this font on creativemarket.com, I just did the preview. I typed it out, and then it gave you a preview of what the word is, if whatever word you type. And then I just traced it with a mechanical pencil. And then just now I've just gone over it with an outline. I will, even though it is waterproof, I will let that dry. And then here for the heading, so to continue that brightness of the cover page, as well as, you know, continue it in the my well-being planner spread, and then into my this week's weekly, I'm going to use those colors and highlight the top of the calendar. So let's have a look. Let's pick out all the nice bright colors. So let's just make that all bright. So then it will bring you joy. Okay, and then I'm just alternating, making sure, you know, different family colors aren't next to each other. So the greens aren't next to greens, the purples. Oh, very 80s. It has a very 80s feel to it. Very, who watched Degrassi Junior High? That's always been my sort of like reference of what 80s look like for me. So you know, I'm a 1970s baby, and so what else? Oh, let's put orange in there as well. Look at that. Lovely. Look at that. That is, I'm very happy with that. So those are the colors I picked. Maybe I'll also add that one. Maybe I'll also add that one, and also add that one. Any more? Yes. Okay. So let me just clean up my space, because having a nice clean desk, or at least tidy desk, is you know, keeps your will not stress out your brain, because every time the brain thinks that there's chaos and there's clutter, it thinks that it is you know, there's something wrong. So I'm just putting a lip balm on. So this is Rimmel. This was part of the mini shopping haul that I did a video on. So this is Rimmel London, and this is the Butter Me Up, and it's a nice little lip gloss, and so it adds a nice little tint. So I don't have any makeup on, because this was just a nice impromptu little, whatchamacallit, live stream. What was I doing next? Oh yes, I had something. For here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, so this is from Filofax Garden Collection. So this is the dusk print, and then this one is also from the same collection, and this one is the sunrise print. So that goes nicely there. Whoop. There's a little bit here, and then look, I'm just gonna pop that there. So then again, it continues that floral theme. And here, this is my Hobonichi basic stencil. I like to use the jagged edge of this to cut the end off the washi tape. So let's put that aside. And I'm getting quite hot. I'm just going to put my handheld fan on, because I am starting to sweat. I'm starting to sweat. Okay, yes, because sometimes under these lights, it can get a little bit hot. Okay, let's just put stuff away. Will I need this? Yes, I will need that. Let's just clean up the space. All right, so what I've just done, I've picked the different colors to make, I'm going to use them as the backdrop for the dates. So let me just make sure on here, make sure the blues aren't together, the pinks and the purples aren't together. Okay, that looks good. And let's do this. So here, if you don't have any stickers, like numbered stickers, you just create your own. So just whatever circle, okay? And then they don't have to be the, oh, I might move that here, because I don't want the yellow under the yellow too close to each other. What was I saying? Yeah, so you don't have to make the circles perfect. Just enough to create a nice little pop of color on your page. So that, so just alternate between the colors. Oh, the green, that's okay. It's all right, Marianne, because I would have gone, old me, the one who's very finicky, would have gone, oh, the two shades of green are next to each other. It's all right, Marianne. We're doing it imperfect. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, keep going. So yeah, I wrote down the date ahead of time, although I probably won't see it now that I've colored over it, because I know when I'm writing down the the numbers, get rid of that, the numbers while talking, I am going to get the dates incorrectly, and I wouldn't want to do that here, because it's going to be hard to white out or put a correction tape over it as well as the dot. But even if we make a mistake, it's okay. We can always cover it up with something, okay? Because I know when I first started bullet journaling back in 2017, and of course you see all these beautiful Bujo pages on Pinterest, because back then, you know, it's more Pinterest rather than well, I don't know if I wasn't on Instagram back then. I was mainly on Pinterest and blogging. Look at that. That is so lovely. Okay, so we'll let that dry a bit before I write the numbers. So here what I want is, because at the moment it is very plain, where is the washi tape? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the washi tape, but instead of using the whole width of it, I'm going to actually... Layla, hello from Dubai. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you being here. Is this your first time in the live chat? So I don't know if you're up during my morning live streams here in Sydney, but thank you for joining. We have some lovely new faces in the chat, and I always love meeting new people. So what I'm going to do is, so instead of having the full width, just with my fingers, I'm going to carefully tear the width of the washi tape in half, and then that's just going to add a little bit, balance the top with the bottom, but then don't make it too, because sometimes if I use the whole width, it just looks clunky. But if I if I tear the washi tape in half and just doing hand tear instead of, you know, with scissors, it'll create that little jagged effect. Okay, so again, giving you that little bit of a organic. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it higher here, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do next. So again, put it higher here, and did that get caught underneath? And then with a skinny washi tape, so I don't know about you, every time I go to a stationery store, especially Daiso here in Australia, and then I see all these cute little skinny washi tape, I'm sure I don't need them. I'm sure I could use the ones that I already have in my washi tape stash. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this baby blue stripe as a coordinating color to just again add another little dimension. So it's like as if the flowers, look at that, it's like the flowers are growing behind a fence. You see, even I am quite surprised with myself today. So for those of you who don't know, I'm in Sydney, Australia. It's currently Friday, 31st of October. It is 7:43 p.m. Look, doesn't that look lovely? Second time. I'm usually not online during the lives. Yes, I thought so. Dubai. What time is it in Dubai? Okay, so what I'm going to do now, before I outline my November, I'm just going to erase the pencil marking. So then that way, because once you sort of highlight over the pencil, it sort of locks it in, and so you don't want it to be stuck underneath your highlight. Now, what color do I want it to be? So here I picked pink and blue. Maybe, I think I'm going to do purple. So let's do purple. So again, just the brush tip a little bit on an angle, so then it's sitting flat on the page rather than an up. If you want thinner lines, of course, then have your marker or your pen at a straight up and down. But if you do want it that take advantage of the broadness of the brush tip, hold it on its side. Okay, so then it will create a little bit of a thicker marking. November. I'm always like mindful, like, did I spell that correctly? 12:45 here. PM or AM? Well, what color? I think the orange. I like the orange. Oop. And then let's do that. There we go. That is looking pretty lovely and colorful. So normally I go for like rainbow colors, you know, so whatever my mild liners are, I'll use sort of like the rainbow color. But this again, as I said, gives you that like that retro 80s vibe. Although I'm not going for the 80s vibe, let's see. I think I'm going to use, instead of using the 1, because the 1 is quite thick, AM, 12:45 AM. Oh, you're staying up a bit late. Or what is it, Thursday there or Friday? Friday. Let's have a look. I think I'm going to use the 6. So it's a little bit thinner than that one because I don't want it to be too bold. Again, when you create different thickness in your hand lettering or your titles and dates, again, it gives it that little bit of dimension. So today's 30th, tomorrow is the 1st. 1, 2, 3, whoops. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I have to say it out loud or else I'm going to get the dates wrong. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 days. Had September, April, June and November. Okay, so it's only 30 days. There we go. Now for the side here, so if you do have a calendar that has a sort of like a note section, don't leave it blank. Embellish it as well. So let's see, which color do I want? Well, look, I'm going to do the baby blue because there's the baby blue on that. PM, Friday 31st still. Yes, okay. All right, so let's have a look. Hey, look, let me have a look. I didn't, sorry, Ali, how are you? I didn't see you there sneaking up on me like it's a ghost. Woo, happy Halloween. 5:43 a.m. and I'm getting ready to go to work. Nice to catch this. Yes, it's a nice little, you know, I seem to be always late. In Argentina, Ali's, okay, so Layla's 12:45 p.m., Ali's a.m., right, Friday, I'm leaving for work in 1 hour. Okay, I caught up now. So, all right, so as I said, if you do have a little section of your calendar spread that has a note section like this, don't leave it blank. Let's go and just every second line, highlight it. So then that way it adds a little bit of color. You can go and there we go. And then here, let's maybe with the smaller nib, I'm going to put notes. So NOTES. Okay, notes. There we go. Look at that. Now, for my known events and dates, I refer to my future log because I plan on undated planner pages. As you can see here, it's all undated and I just add the dates as I go. So I plan or embellish, you know, week after week. I don't embellish it all in one go because it's something I like to look forward to. And then also even the anticipation of thinking up what, you know, what theme or what colors or what washi tapes to use for the new week is part of my self-care. It's part of me pausing, resetting, adding creativity into my planning. And so I'm not just planning for the tasks and to-dos. So I don't use a dated planner. So then, of course, any known events that do come up, you know, earlier on in the year, I put it in a future log. So my future log is here. Okay, so here's my 2025 future log. So each spread has 6 months worth with all the dates of the year already, and then enough lines for me to add any known events, birthdays, occasions, bills, you know, insurance, subscriptions, or whatever else that I have that I already know what's coming up. So here is November. So what I do is I grab my future log for that particular month, and then I go back into my calendar spread, and then that is where I will add all the known events. So I'll do that off camera. So then that way, you know, I mean, a lot of it's my dad's birthday, bills coming up, subscriptions that's going to come up, my a friend's 50th, and Josh, my oldest son, I think he's got a course that he has to do. So that's all the things I have that I have noted for November. So this is the future log, and I already have in the shop 2026. So that has, is that right? Nope. This one. There we go. September, October, and then there's 2026, and then that's how it looks blank. Okay, and then I just use my color dot marker. So this is the Kuretake Z-Clean color dot marker. Again, the link is in the description. Just check out my Amazon US storefront, and then I just go, and there is someone asked how you know what's the colors for. I just pick whatever color. So maybe blue is for my boys or their school, pink is for me stuff, maybe orange is my content creation, and then yellow maybe subscriptions. So yeah, I just, you know, of course sometimes some of the colors will overlap for something else. It's just, again, so then it's not just one color on the page. I like to mix it up. So I use my dot marker. So one side is a spongy tip, and then the other side is a fine tip end. Okay, but yeah, so what I'll do off camera, all my known events I will put in my November calendar, write them down, so then when I plan for the new week, I will look at, you know, that week's row and then transfer all those dates into my weekly spread, just like I did for here. So even though it feels like I'm rewriting, you know, events from my calendar, and then for my weekly spread, and then I will put whatever's in the weekly in my daily spread. Okay, that is the way for me to help retain the information as well as remind me. Now that I am going through perimenopause stage, and you know, I can't even remember why I walked into a particular room, so I need all the help that I can get to go and figure out what is coming up or what is on for today. So, and as well, me rewriting, it's an activity that I actually love, because I love to practice my penmanship, you know, use different types pen, use different ink. So really important that whatever you do, if it's not planning, bring some joy into your day-to-day task, and not just all the tasks, to-dos, appointments and bills. Make sure you are adding fun. So for you, you might go, ugh, not me, Marianne. I don't want to have to rewrite things over and over. A waste of time. I'd rather use that time for something else. Then of course that's fantastic. But for me, the way my brain works, what I find creative and artistic are these things, you know, adding washi tapes, adding pretty doodles and drawings, all right? And so where were we? Okay, so there's the November. So let me just show you what my October calendar looked like. So there's that one. Maybe I can draw something here. Let's draw a nice, cute little mason jar with flowers, okay? So let's see. I'm going to just do this freehand. So let's have a look. So actually, yep. So let me just draw the top of a mason jar, the lip of the jar. Maybe I'll make this jar a little bit shorter, and then we've got rounded bottom. She said bottom, and then because we want to make it look like it's transparent, we'll draw what's on the other side of the glass, and then on here again to make it look like it's see-through. And then let's just draw a few different stems. Let's draw a flower here, a 5-point flower, you know, make it triangle. And then here, just lots of, you know, maybe a branch with lots of leaves. And then here, maybe another, like a daisy on the side. And then what I'll do to continue the theme of my weekly with a cute little frame around it, just like that, let's do that as well here. And again, because my Ultimate Planner Bundle printable, the calendar has the dots again, so then if you are writing your dates or you are making any little drawings like this, it helps you align your drawing. Okay, so then let me get a little gray marker and 95, and just underneath create a shadow as well as the side. I'm going to use baby blue for the jar and just the side and then the bottom. And let's get some greeneries in here. Green, green, green. Again, it doesn't have to be precise. And let's go and do this one. You don't have to color it within the lines. Be bold. Just go and draw outside the line or color outside the line. That's looking pretty. So that just provides a little bit of drawing or doodle in the corner there, because you know the new month starts on Saturday. And if you wanted, you can maybe draw something else, and then this is where you can embellish, add stickers. So that is my monthly calendar. Let me just put this aside. Okay, so in today's live stream, I showed you how I drew my November monthly cover page using an envelope bouquet. I showed you how I draw it. In the description, you have the Pinterest link for the different inspiration that I got to how to draw an envelope. Again, you know, this is just me watching someone else's drawing and getting some ideas. The hand lettering font, I was inspired by BlackBerry BlackBerry font from creatingmarket.com. So then I just copied what November looked like, use a mechanical pencil to trace the drawing first, so then I won't make any mistake with the you know, permanent marker right away, and then embellish that. And then for my calendar, continue that same font, just use a different highlighter to you know, make it stand out. I highlighted the days of the week with different colors, used the brush tip and created nice little blobs of circle for me as a backdrop to the dates of the month, and added washi tape up here, tore in half the washi tape, so then I can also add a skinny washi there. So that, my dear plannerettes, is my monthly cover page for November, as well as my calendar. Now, if you don't want to draw yourself, please check the description, because I have the free November monthly cover page that you can either print and just hole punch and or glue into your own planner system, leave it as is, or if you wanted, go and embellish it just like I did with my October here. Okay, so you can be as creative or as minimalist as you want. Thank you so much for joining me today. And of course, if you like today's live stream, and if you are watching on the replay, you know I love your comments as well. Make sure to add that at the bottom. And so just go and click that thumbs up button, so I would really appreciate it. And of course, if you have other planner friends, a lot of you newbies here are sharing my account with some of your planner friends, so I really appreciate that. And of course, if you haven't yet subscribed, make sure you do, because you know that says to YouTube's algorithm, hey, this lady from Sydney, Australia, people are liking her, people are subscribing to her channel. Let's make sure we show her videos and live streams to more people. Now, I probably will go on live again. I don't know when, you know, maybe tomorrow, because what I want to do next, let me just pop back my clear divided tab so I'm not lost and I'm not messy here. So the weekly goes there. The habit tracker I have to fill in. I just started filling in my habit tracker of the habits and routines I want to either continue or maybe drop for November. So I'll do that as well. But what I want to do is I want to go and swatch. I have grouped all of my zebra mud liner, so I put them in their color set. So there's the neutral color set, the calming color set, soft color set. This one is bright color. So I bought this all along the way, and you know, I first purchased zebra mud liners back in 2017 when I did bullet journaling, and so some of these are favorite ones, sort of like the brighter colors, and the others I use, you know, from time to time. But what I want to do is I want to do a color swatch, see which ones maybe need replacing, because I know when I'm highlighting things, some of my most used one is already running out, and it's nice to have swatches of all the different zebra mud liners that I have on hand, because it's always a nice reference, and I'll most likely probably add it into my traveler's notebook in the passport size and have it in my this notebook. So then when I'm out and about at the shops, and then I will go and see which colors I may need to replace, I have the swatch handy. So that is probably, I don't know if it's a video I'll make over the weekend, but please also, first Sunday of each month here on my YouTube channel, I do a live brain dump co-brain dump session together. I walk you through the steps on how I get everything out of my head down on paper and then categorize it to help reduce the overwhelm and the anxious feelings we get at the end of the week before we start a new week. So if you go again into my link in my description, I have in there the brain dump guide as well as the brain dump trigger list with the brain dump printable, which is free. Yes, it is free because I know how much it helps me to get things out of my head, and it's one of the things that help me feel a little bit more calmer, a little bit more clearer as I walk into the new week. So that will be on my Sunday, the 2nd of November. For those of you watching in the US, please check the link. It's already scheduled. Click the notify me button so you'll know exactly when I am on in your time zone. I appreciate you all so much. Big love to you. Happy Halloween, everybody. So let's just flip back to November. This is what we did today. So it's time to say for me goodbye to October with only a few hours left, 8, 9, 10, 11, 3 hours left in the month of October as I welcome in the month of November. Thank you, everyone.